and I want to be, and my phone may be on the charger, but fuck it, we fall. If my phone overheats and I disappear, then that's a different story. But hello, friends, if anybody's gonna be on here. I'm bored, so we're gonna sit here and I guess answer questions. Yay. Just in case, like, YouTube decides to be a jackass again, I'm 19. I am an adult. Please do not take away my live stream privileges again. Hello? Welcome in. Sorry, I was on a mid-rant. I'm trying to make it clear to, like, whatever bot took away my privileges a couple days ago. This... Hi. Yeah, that's funny. But... Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you. I made them. I'm just doing a quick little celebration. We're about to hit, and it sounds crazy to say it, 10,000 people. 10,000 subscribers. I don't know how that happened. Limit. Hello. Yeah, I don't know how 10,000 people happened. And it happened so fast. Like, I don't know how that happened at all. It was insane, because, oh my god. Because this is actually kind of funny. I can't imagine him with floppy ears. Like, that just looks wrong. This. I'm good. How are you? Alright. You can call me Catastrophe. See, I just love how he looks on camera. God, he's such a pretty suit. Like, I really don't notice, like, I notice the mistakes really fast. Like, this is one of them. That's not supposed to be happening. It's because I didn't make the seam strong enough on this side, so I just gotta resew it. What species am I? Great question. I love answering this one. Okay, so Catastrophe is a hyena-jackal hybrid. He is called a hijack. Because I think it's funny. Because, you know, I don't know. I did! So, I didn't make the base. The base here, this guy, the whole thing, the base, I did not make. But I did, however, hand sew the entirety of the fur. I cut the fur. I patterned the fur. I shaved the fur. I hand sewed these teeth. I hand sewed this tongue. I hand sewed the neck. Oh, I got something that can make you even more mad. You ready for this one? This is technically my first ever actual fursuit head. Yeah, so I have a dino mask. I made a whole dino mask partial. His name is Bolt. You'll actually see him on my channel. Bolt is held together mostly by hot glue and dreams. I don't know how he's lasted as long as he has. This guy is my first actual fully hand-sewn suit. Listen, cardboard suits are good. I've heard that tape is really good to keep them safe, just from, like, mold and stuff. Oh, hold on. Alright, we're back. Sorry. I heard family. My bad. Hey, happens. Please don't walk in here. Family, please don't walk in here. Hello again. Yeah, I'm just a furry, bro. That's all I got. That's it. I think one of my, least favorite mistakes about Catastrophe... Let me see if I can get you guys to see it. Hold on. I'm gonna try and tilt his head up enough so somebody, y'all can see it a little bit. This one's not as visible, but, when his head is tilted up enough, you'll be able to see, the foam for his eyebrows. But that's about it. That's, one of the only mistakes he has. And a couple of raw edges, but, again, up close, that's really... You'd have to look really closely to see him. But... Thank you. Yeah, dude, he came out exactly like I wanted him to. He was actually supposed to have a mohawk, but honestly, I kind of like him without it. I just kind of like it. I kind of like it without the mohawk. I'm not gonna lie to you. But his head and everything is patterned and done. Honestly, the worst part for me wasn't the hand sewing. It was figuring out the pieces. Alright? No matter what. What's 9 plus 10? 21? Hello, new Therian. I'm not a Therian, so I can't, say congrats. I don't know. I'm very happy for you. Good job. Yay. I think. I'm actually planning, drumroll, I'm planning to make Bolt into a full suit. He's going to be a full suit Dino Mask, hopefully. I actually do have to remake his head and everything, though, so that's going to take some time. I'm a Therian. No, I'm not a Therian. Sorry. I'm a furry. The word Therian was stuck in my head. I'm not a Therian. I am a furry. I'm a furry. I'm a furry. I'm not a Therian. I said it because I was thinking of the word Therian and it just kind of fell out of my mouth. I'm so sorry. Hello. Here's something fun. Oh, that gives me much more breathability. I might leave that out. Ooh, that's nice. Hello. Welcome back. Is my voice... Hold on. I want to test something. Is my voice clearer or more muffled? Alright. This is with the tongue in. I'm speaking. This is with the tongue out. I'm speaking. I feel like it's less muffled. I do like Therians. I support Therians. I see them. Somebody tell you to bark, bro. Oh yeah, the ventilation's much better without the tongue in the way. Wow. But I like the tongue, so I'm gonna put the tongue back. That's beautiful, Katie. I got bullied for being a Therian and trying to make a lion and doing quads. I hurt my knuckles and they laughed and meowed at me. I kept trying and someone wanted to see what I was... I'm so sorry. That sucks. It does. It really does suck, but literally the best you can do is not pay attention to it and not let it get to you. I take this guy out in public all the fucking time and nobody does anything about it because they can't. Rude is talking at humans. The rudest talking animal is humans. Hello. Layla Spencer. Hello. Hi. Welcome in. Homeschooled now? That's awesome. I hope it goes well for you. Yeah, so just keep doing you, dude. It's for a bad reason, though. Alright, I'm sorry. Why am I being ignored? I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to catch everything in the chat. It's just moving a little bit too fast. I can't do quadrubics. I don't know how. I've tried. It does not go well. I look very odd doing it. I cannot understand anybody. Like, the only reason I've genuinely actually ever, like, attempted is because it's interesting, and also I was like 8 years old when I used to do it, so. And I'm a Christian. I don't see what being a Christian has to do with doing quadrubics. Hello! Welcome in. It's good to see you. Yeah, so. Yay, hallelujah. I'm not a Christian. Well, I'm in the Christian pantheon. I do, like, witchcraft and stuff. I'm an Azrael devotee. That's why I have this tattoo on my arm here. So, yeah. Thank you! Yeah, so I'm not a Christian, but I do believe in God, and I do believe in Jesus and all that. I'm not a Christian, per se. I just do, like, witchcraft and stuff. I believe in every single pantheon's existence. That's just personal belief, dude. I believe anybody goes where they believe they're gonna go at this point. No, it does make sense. It's probably just you believing that God and Jesus exist, but you're not consistently, like, religious about it. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Honestly, I cannot believe I have him still. Like, I'm so proud of him. And I made him. I don't even care that there's some mistakes. I'm pretty sure there's... Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I know there's one. Which side are you on? It's right here. There's, like, a tiny hole here. But honestly, I leave it because, one, it's hidden and it gives me extra ventilation. I do. The Amazing Digital Circus is great, and Kinger is the best character. Hands down. He is my baby. He is my baby child. He might light me on fire, but I don't care. I would let him. That's all. I'm gonna take this out. It gives me extra ventilation when I take the tongue out. I do play Roblox, but unfortunately I do not give my social medias or anything to anybody for my safety. Sorry. I'm very serious about my privacy and my safety and your privacy and safety, so unfortunately I will not be adding anybody. Jax is my husband. Actually, fun fact, Jax is canonly trans. Jax is a woman. Sorry. I don't make the rules. I made a Blossom Cat mask. It's cardstock paper and has a Therian symbol. That's awesome! Also, yes, it was confirmed by Goose that Jax is canonly a woman. Yeah. My face is itchy. Hold on. Alright, I'm good. Yes. Alright, this is gonna look really weird. I'm just getting a drink and I don't want to take the head off. Boy or girl, none of your business. Your mom. Oh, I put the cap on already. I'm fucking retarded. I'm so smart. Yas, Slay Queen. Eh. Is that illegal to do now that it's not Pride Month anymore? I don't give a shit. Eh. How many masks do I have? 2. I do watch My Hero Academia. Aizawa is my husband. I claim nobody can have the Rat Man. And also, Time Skip Bakugo is something else, okay? I don't simp for children, I'm saying it right now. No, I do not simp for the gremlin that he was. I simp for the man that he is now. Thanks. No, I'm older. I'm 19. Back off. He's mine. Anyways, moving on. No. I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna press a button. You can have anybody else. I want him, and him alone. My favorite mask? Both of them. Do I watch Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss? Yes, I do. My favorite character would be Lucifer. You can have Deku. I don't want Deku. Nobody wants Deku. Not even Deku wants Deku. Hello, Dragonfire puppets. Somebody else I want to marry from My Hero Academia, Mirko. No further questions. No. We're not starting this ship and war stuff, okay? Listen. Okay, hold on. Pause. Izuku goes with Ochako. Kirishima and Bakugo go together. Sorry. Alright, I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. It's the fact that Horikoshi made it so queer-coded. Listen. I'm only saying it because it's just something that I cannot shake, okay? Listen. Even if they're best friends, canonly, that whole relationship that they got going on is queer-coded. Just like Momo and Jiro. Rate my profile picture. It's okay, I guess. Kinda edgy, bro. I do read Warrior Cats. I like Scourge a lot from that, and I like villains a lot, so Tiger Star is really interesting to me. I'm excited to read the rest of the series. Hold on. Everybody wants me to rate their profile picture. Puff and Duff. It looks like a Therian mask. I can't see it very well, but it looks very nice. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10 because I can't see it very well. Cats, I can't see yours either very well, so I'm going to give it an 8 because it just looks kind of like a green blob to me at the moment. Do I like the feeling of sand? Yes, I do. But it comes with a hitch. I like sand to a point. I like sand on my hands and my feet. And that's it. Ember Plays. No, I have not heard of Ember Plays. And so, meh. Anyways. Pepsi got to me. Sorry. I'm good. It's your cat and dog. Immediate 10 out of 10. I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for cats and dogs, bro. I love people's pets. Listen, I love seeing people's pets. I love meeting people's pets. I've always been super, super attached to animals and everything, as you can tell, probably. Anyways, it's like something I wanted to grow up to do. I wanted to grow up and be a veterinarian or a zoologist. Now I want to be an artist and or animator, but you know. Have you watched Hamilton? No. I'm waiting for the graphic novel book 4. Awesome. Good luck being a vet. It takes like 14 years of extra school. I've seen Beetlejuice the musical. I have watched all of Epic the musical, and if you get me started on that tangent, I will never stop. I like Heathers. I haven't sat down and watched the whole thing yet. Cats. I'm your biggest fan. I love your videos. Thank you so much. That was an odd heart. Here you go. There's a better one. Yes, Epic the musical. Listen. Do not get me started on the tangent. Please do not get me started on the tangent. I will not stop talking about Epic the musical. I promise you. I know every single song by heart. Word for word. Don't do it. Listen, the motifs and the details in this musical are so insane. Listen, imagine you're fine, you're the king of Ithaca, you got your Athena and your wife and your newborn son, and then your newborn son is almost killed and you have to protect your newborn son, and then you have to go to a war, and then you take a whole bunch of people, including your wife's sister's husband. Or wait, hold on. No. Helen is Penelope's sister. But I believe Eurylochus married Odysseus's sister. So he was actually Odysseus's brother-in-law. So, pause. Imagine you take that and your best friend, and your brother-in-law, and 600 other goddamn men, and you go, and you're in this horse, and then you get out of the horse, you start a war, Zeus comes down, and Sky Daddy's like, hey, kill the baby, and he does, and then he's trying to go home, and then his men are hungry because they're bitches and can't stop eating, and then they stop, and then they get almost mind-controlled by the Lotus Eaters, and Polites is like, hey, I want to chill. I don't like the bloodshed either, bro. And Odysseus is having issues because he killed a baby. And they find the cave. And then Cyclops fucker. And then they kill the sheep. Cyclops is sad. No, I do not know Amber Cat. Thank you, I like my mask too. Thank you, I like my mask too. Thank you for all the hearts. Alright. No, don't spoil it. I was gonna say that. Then your best friend or your token twink gets killed. Yeah, the token twink. The fleet's token twink gets killed. Polites is a pancake now. Odysseus has to deal with that. Cyclops is on a rampage. They have to, like, pray that they don't die. Lotus wine. Pass out. What the fuck do we do? Make a giant toothpick. Stab the guy in the eye. Now he's blind. Other Cyclopses. Hello, hi, welcome. Thank you. Anyway, other Cyclopses. Cyclops is whining. They tell him to shut the fuck up. They take the sheep. They leave. They're off. They're doing whatever. Storm comes along, right? Hold. Odysseus is like, oh shit, this might actually not be a normal storm. They get through the storm, right? They're cool. We're chilling. It's fine. They find Aeolus's island in the sky. They find the island in the sky. Eurylochus is like, hey man, I don't know if this is a good idea. We kind of got to go, bro. I want to get home. Odysseus is like, but we got to get past the storm first, because the storm's going to kill us if we don't. So, let's go up there. Not a good idea. Let's go up there. Not a good idea. I'm going up there. Shit, he's gone. Okay? Odysseus is up in the clouds now. When isn't he? He's missing home. He goes and asks Aeolus for a way home. Aeolus is like, alright, but with a price. I kind of want to play a game. I want to fuck with you. I want to see if you can trust your men. Newsflash, he can't. Alright? But he goes down. He has the wind in a bag, right? And now the skies and everything clear. We're chilling. Odysseus and his men start their way home. They're all chill. Odysseus tells them not to touch the bag. Why? Because danger, death, immediate, gone. Odysseus has to keep the bag with him. And for 9 fucking days he stays awake. 9. Count them. 9. 9 days. And he's sitting there and he falls asleep for all of 2 goddamn minutes. And the bald-headed, walnut-looking fuck takes the bag and opens it. And here's the fucked up part. And this is what makes me so mad. They could see Ithaca. I'm gonna let that sink in. Hold. They could see their home. They could see it in the distance. They could literally see their home. Right? Let's let that sink in. The bag is open. They can see their home. What happens when that giant-ass storm opens? They get blown the fuck away. They're taken from literally able to see their home all the way the fuck back there. Hello, welcome in. I'm on a tangent. My bad. Anyways, home is no longer in sight. And now, they're wondering what the fuck to do. Odysseus is pissed, obviously. And the bald walnut looking fuck is feeling guilty, as he should. Because Odysseus told the truth and said, hey, this is the winds of the storm, let's not open this. And the other fuckers were like, oh, it might be treasure, I want to be the shut up. No mpreg in my chat. No. Anyways. I cannot. No. Okay, I gotta lock in for this. Okay. So now, Odysseus and his crew are off in the fucking distance wherever, right? Right? I gotta breathe. I have to breathe because I cannot breathe in here and I'm getting excited. Odysseus and his crew are fucked. Right? Odysseus and their crew are now off in the middle of goddamn nowhere. My nose is itchy. Okay. And then, the original horse girl himself, Poseidon, which by the way is somebody I do work with, Poseidon, with his ossified cunty self, decides, hey, now's the time for my entrance. Hold. Pause. Because he shows up and he's like, hey, yo, you blinded my son. Why did you do that? But here's a little tidbit. Because dumb fuck King of Ithaca decided to dox himself to the fucker that he stabbed in the eye and left alive. And now his dad's here. Because he snitched. Right? Alright, hold on. I'm going to read the chat. Alright. I'm going to continue. Poseidon's here. Cyclops called his dad. Because he called his daddy. He snitched. Alright? Now dad's showing up like, hey, you're a grown man. You hurt my son. Come on. Poseidon's pissed. Poseidon's like, why'd you do this shit? Odysseus is like, well, kind of hungry, so we kind of needed the food, but we didn't want to hurt him. But he completely missed the part where he killed Polyphemus's favorite sheep that he raised from a baby and took care of. That was the pain in his cries that Poseidon was talking about. So when Poseidon was standing there like, apologize or something, maybe I'll spare you if you do it right. And he's like, I didn't mean to hurt him. We didn't want to stab him. But we didn't tell any sort of apology or even utter an apology for the pain and cries of his son losing his best friend. And for that ruthlessness and that cruelty, Poseidon goes, yeah, I'm listening. Hey, by the way, watch this. Die. And he killed over 500 men. 500! To the point that one ship was left and it was 43 people on that boat. Including Odysseus. So 44 people now out of 600. Right? Pause. Odysseus sees the windbag. Because in the carnage of Poseidon deciding that he wanted an Atlantis too, but with boats this time, he saw the windbag. He grabs the windbag, they fly off. Poseidon's like, shit, alright, I'll see you again. Alright? They're flying, they're cool. Everybody's celebrating, but for what? Because now they're lost. My nose is really itchy, God. Okay. Odysseus lands on an island with his remaining crew. Eurylochus, walnut-looking fuck, finally decides, hey, I feel bad. Can I apologize or something? I got a secret to tell you. Come here. And Odysseus is like, nah, man, I don't want to hear a secret. I'm kind of sad. I just lost a lot of people. Right? So he sends Eurylochus and a couple of others out to wander, frolic, I guess, whimsy. And Eurylochus, walnut-looking fuck, comes back alone. Pause. Walnut-looking fuck and his crew were walking through the forest, minding their own business, looking for some food, as some people do who are hungry, and they come across an extravagant palace. Normal people would see an extravagant palace in the middle of buttfuck nowhere and go, ah, shit, that's probably not a good idea. Let's go back. But no, the reason that Eurylochus came back alone was because from the door of that palace, Odysseus's men were lured in by a nymph. Hold. Circe is a nymph. She's the queen of the nymphs. She's a goddess, right? She is very deeply connected to her nymphs for a reason. Her nymphs are consistently hurt and abused in every single way. And here's a fun fact. Penelope is part nymph. Pause. So, Odysseus's men that were with Eurylochus, because Walnut-looking fuck doesn't have an authority in his fucking pinky finger, lets the men get taken in. They eat a meal. They get turned into pigs because Circe don't want random men there hurting her nymphs, right? Because she loves her nymphs. We love a caring queen, okay? All right. So, Odysseus's men are now pigs. Eurylochus comes back alone, and he's like, "Hey, let's get out of here. This woman's crazy." Like, okay? So, Eurylochus is like, "I want to leave." Odysseus is like, "We gotta go get them." "I want to leave. We gotta go get them." "No, we should go. We have a couple more people left anyways. They don't matter. Let's go." "Really, boo? Like, really, dude?" And Odysseus goes to get him. And then the best character in Epic the Musical shows up. The gay icon himself, Hermes. Hermes J. Hermison. Alright, listen. Hermes J. Hermison himself shows up, and he's like, "I like you. We're family," because they are. Technically, Odysseus is related to Hermes. Pause. So Hermes is like, "I'ma help you out. I like you. Let's play a game. Let's have fun. Here's some drugs. Here's some psychedelic drugs. Take these and you'll be able to win, bro." No, you cannot steal my fursuit out of the screen. Please do not. Like, I'm so sorry. He's based off of personal shit. I'm sorry. Anyways. So, Odysseus is high as fuck now. He's tripping balls. He walks into the palace and he's like, "Hey, yo, bitch, give me my people." Circe she's playing dumb. She don't know what he's talking about. Odysseus is, like, telling her straight up that they're going to fight if they don't, like, if they're not given back to him, which is valid because he wants his friends back. So, Circe and him get into a fight. Odysseus wins. Circe tries to fuck him. She flips the script and she's like, "Oh shit, I'm a woman. I got boobs. Let's do it." And Odysseus is like, "I'm celibate. I like my wife." "What's your type?" "My wife." Alright? So, Odysseus is like, "No." And Circe is like, "Well, damn. That's a new one." So, Circe decides, "I like ya. I'ma help ya." And she helps him. She takes him to the men that she turned into pigs and changes them back into men. And she's like, "Hey, yo, my nymphs and everybody, we like you. You're cool. You can leave. But you kind of can't leave the normal way because Poseidon will fucking kill you. So instead, I'm going to give you an expressway to the underworld." Alright, they go to the underworld. Odysseus has to now deal with listening to the people that were killed and did nothing but beg him for help. Imagine that. Imagine going down to the underworld and seeing nothing but the souls of the men that you lost while they begged and screamed for your help. And you could do nothing but watch as a god killed them. Pause. And then Tiresias shows up and he's like, "I see the future, bro." And he sees the future. That's it. Because Circe sent Odysseus and his remaining crew down to the underworld to see Tiresias so Tiresias could help them. Tiresias is like, "Hey, I see a murderer in the future, bro. It's like Jeffrey Dahmer." I inhaled my spit, sorry. I'm good. I'm sorry, I'm getting too excited. He's like, "I see Jeffrey Dahmer in the future." And Odysseus thinks, "That's not me. I'm not a killer." Yeah, so He's like, that's not me. I'm not a killer. Who's with my wife? And Tiresias is just vague about it. He's like, oh, this thing doesn't come with instructions, man. I'm blind, but I can see the future. Anyways, Odysseus and his men leave the underworld, but not before Mr. Mommy Issues himself has to see his dead mother because he took too long to get home. Because that's fun. Oh yeah, and Polites, Mr. Pancake, the token twink of the ship himself, shows up, and he's like, hey, remember kindness? Kindness got him squished like a bug on the wall. Alright? Polites was pancaked. He was turned into a flapjack. He went, I like what... That was it. Right? So, Mommy Issues himself has to see his dead mom and his dead best friend. Oh yeah, and the baby he fucking killed. And then they leave the underworld. And they're chilling, and it's cool, and we're fine, and we like life. Kinda, but not really. And Eurylochus again tries to tell Odysseus, hey, I kinda fucked up. They're going along. They're minding their own business, right? Odysseus is sitting like, I miss my wife and my son that I've never met. I really should buy some goddamn milk. Okay? So he's thinking about that. Eurylochus is being guilty. The men are talking, right? Odysseus is questioning his entire morality structure. And it's slowly being unraveled, right? And he's like, well, shit, maybe I do gotta kill people. So he decides, okay, let's do that. So they're sailing. And then they see an abandoned ship. And Odysseus, being the mastermind that he is, because he's like Megamind in hiding, I guess, is like, hey. So the only reason an abandoned ship would be out here in the middle of nowhere would be because sirens. So let's prepare for sirens, everybody. Siren protocol, we all know the drill. Prepare for sirens. So everybody's like chilling, right? And Odysseus sails and continues, and they do run into sirens. And the siren is sitting there like, hi, I'm your wife. Look at how pretty I am. Hair twirling and doing the like cutesy flirt thing. And Odysseus, of course, is flirting back because he's smart like that. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm totally under your spell. Penelope, why? And tucking his hair behind his ear and being cute and everything. And the dumb siren decides to make the mistake of going, hey, come stay with me and our daughter. Because I guess she's channeling the inner Disney princess that Telemachus is. But we'll get to him later. So Odysseus is like, yeah, these are sirens. This is danger. This is bad. They're trying to eat us. Okay, anyways. I gotta breathe. I'm getting excited, sorry. Wearing a couch cushion on my head while regaling the entirety of Epic the Musical is not an easy feat. Alright? So, Odysseus is like, hey, if you want me to get in the water, come up here with me so we can jump together. So we can have fun together and bond and be cute. So the siren gets on the ship. Odysseus shoots her with an arrow. And she's like, what the fuck was that, bro? You're supposed to be under my spell. Odysseus is like, we stuffed our ears. We couldn't hear you. I just read your lips. Because that exists. Anyways, he outsmarted the sirens. So, instead of letting them go, letting them live with their, I'm sorry, we won't do it again, he's like, yeah, no. Sorry. No. 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 Cut off their tails, let them drown. So they throw the bodies back into the water and let them drown. Right? So Odysseus now has to deal with that. But not before he gets information. Right? So he asks the siren, before the siren gets on the ship, hey, how would I get home if I wanted to get home? And he got the tea, he got the little bit of information that he needed, which was that he needs to go through the lair of Scylla. Alright? And if we didn't know, Scylla is fucking cracked. For no reason does Scylla exist other than to be horrifying. Alright? So, he's like, shit. Because he doesn't like that answer. But he's like, alright, fuck it, we gotta do it anyways. I want to get home. The quickest way to get home is through Scylla. Alright, I can lose a few fingers. Let's go. So, they kill the sirens. They take the information they got. They go to the lair of Scylla. They're like, cool, we're chilling. And Eurylochus, walnut-looking fuck, dumbass, decides now is the good time to tell his newly villainized Deviant ROC wannabe boss and captain and best friend that he is the reason they are still stuck on that boat. Why? Because walnut-looking fuck opened the windbag. That windbag from earlier, when they could see their home in the distance, and it was opened and they were blown away, and then they had to deal with Poseidon and lost 600 people, was because of his best friend. Was because of his best friend and brother-in-law of many, many years. And Odysseus is rightfully pissed. Right? Odysseus is rightfully pissed. I will never say that this crash out is unjustified, because this is the most justified crash out of crash out history. Okay? Odysseus tells him, while they're entering the cave, to light 6 torches. Eurylochus lights 6 torches. He hands torches to people. So they light the boat up. Like, in every corner, there's people. And Eurylochus has a torch as well. So, Odysseus is sailing. He's minding his own business. And Scylla appears. And starts fucking devouring people. One by one, just... There is a person, head down. For each head that Scylla has, one person died. Eurylochus sees somebody die and gives his torch to somebody else and runs to try and save them. The person that Eurylochus handed the torch to was killed immediately. Immediately after he got the torch, he was killed. And Eurylochus had picked up the torch that the other person that had also gotten killed dropped, and realized that he was meant to be the one that was killed. So, Eurylochus is sitting there realizing that his best friend and brother-in-law just tried to kill him. And he's going through a lot of issues and is realizing this. And when they get out of the cave, Eurylochus is like, what the fuck was that about? And Odysseus was saying it was a necessary sacrifice, which I believe personally it was. Because, I mean, if y'all can't listen to the man who literally took you to a war, made sure you lived, and tried to take you home, and listened to y'all when y'all bitched and complained about having no food because y'all's big back asses could not stop eating, I would be pissed too. Like, personally, I would be pissed too, because not one of them listened, and they're the reason over 500 men got killed. Hello, welcome in. Right? They are the reason 500 men got killed, not Odysseus. Odysseus did nothing goddamn wrong. The only thing that Odysseus did wrong was hurting the Cyclops and doxing himself. And Athena warned him about that, and he didn't listen, and that's where Odysseus went wrong. The only other thing that he could have possibly done wrong was trusting his friends. So, Odysseus is like, it's a necessary sacrifice, man. Sorry, get over it. Eurylochus is like, no, dude, you've changed. You used to preach about not wanting to kill people, and now you're trying to kill me? And then, Paramedes, he has a name, by the way. The guy who stabs him has a name. His name is Paramedes. Paramedes decides now is his moment to shine, impale the Odysseus. Odysseus has been impaled. Odysseus passes out. Odysseus wake up. He's tied to the mast. Odysseus is like, where the fuck are we? They have gone to a random island, and there is a bunch of cows roaming the island. The cows are roaming. The men are hungry because, again, big back asses. Typical men. Anyways, Odysseus notices a statue. Apollo's statue. And Odysseus is like, no, don't. Bad. God's statue, cows, they're sacred. Don't do it. And Eurylochus, walnut-looking fuck, again, does not listen. Why? I don't know. His singular brain cell, like, goes away. Every time Odysseus opens his mouth, it's like, gone. Okay? Eurylochus tries to kill a cow. The cow does not die. Because the cows are immortal. And Odysseus panics because Apollo's too, I don't give a fuck about everything to deal with shit. But here's the thing, is Apollo is the fucking golden child of Zeus. So all it takes is a, hey dad, and that's it, you're done. A complaint from Apollo to management is a death sentence. So, Odysseus is like, we need to leave now. Hurry up. And Eurylochus is lagging. For whatever reason. Clouds are rolling in. Odysseus is panicking. The men are trying to figure out what to do and why the cow is still alive. And then Sky Daddy shows up. Zeus. Zeus is here and he is not happy. And he's just monologuing the whole time. Right? He's fondling clouds and stuff. He's being weird. Okay? Zeus is like, so, y'all gotta die, or he has to die. And I'm gonna let him choose. And the men instantly know that they're fucked. So, Odysseus is given the choice of him or his crew. He chooses himself. Because valid. I would choose myself too. He chooses himself. His men try to kill him too and take him with them. Right? Tries to take him with them. It doesn't work. Sky Daddy's going on his monologue again. And then he smites every single one of Odysseus' men. Odysseus is left to figure out what the fuck to do on his own. Odysseus is actually sent away somewhere, right? He's blasted off because of the lightning strike and is left alone. Odysseus is now the only one out of his crew to survive. Now we're in Ithaca, and Disney Princess is having his moment. He's all grown up, he's no longer a baby, and he is the sweetest boy. And we follow Telemachus through Ithaca as he goes on this whole spiel of wanting to know who his dad is. And hoping that he can live up to his dad's name. Because how do you live up to somebody who is revered as one of the smartest men in history? Okay? So he's like, okay, I want to be like my dad. And Antinous, or however you say his name, I say Antinous because I don't know, wants to sleep with his mom. Telemachus is not for that. There are 100 and more suitors for Penelope, who has been holding them off for the past 20 years. 20! Because she does not want to give up on her husband. Hold. Antinous, or however you say it, and Telemachus get into a fight. Athena shows up. Baddie, we love her. And she's helping him out. She's helping Telemachus. Because Telemachus is the son of Odysseus, who was her former patron. Right? So, Athena helps him. Telemachus wins the fight, for now. He asks Athena why he was helped. Athena wants to make things right and is thinking that she pushed Odysseus to be a certain way. She did. And she's worried that she can't take it back. So, Athena and him talk, and now they're besties, and Athena really sees a lot of Odysseus in Telemachus. And then Athena is wondering where Odysseus is, because he should have been back by now. He should have been back a long time ago. Right? So Athena goes looking for him and finds out that Odysseus is trapped on Calypso's island. And here's the fun thing about Calypso, is Calypso is technically a demigoddess. She was trapped on the island over 100 years ago, or 1,000 years, I believe it was. I don't know why she was trapped on the island, I just know she was trapped on the island. Calypso is mad in love with Odysseus, because he's the first man she's seen in a long time. Alright, Calypso's like a child in an adult's body. Okay, she doesn't know any better because she was never around people enough to learn. So, Calypso's in love with him. He's been stuck on the island for like 7 years or more. And he wants to leave. But Calypso's keeping him trapped. Athena thinks that this is wrong and goes to her dad. And she's like, hey, Dad, this is fucked up. We should let him go. He's suffered enough. Come on, please. Zeus is like, but should I though? Tell me. I want to know from the Yelp reviews. So Athena has to make sure that all the other gods agree to let Odysseus go. The thing about it, though, is Zeus calls in basically all of his children god-wise, the main names, Aphrodite, Ares, Hera, the queen of the gods, Hera, Apollo, and anybody else who was not already prior involved with Odysseus. And Hephaestus too, I guess. Hephaestus was included as well, but I forgot about him for a moment. So Athena has to go through making sure that all the other gods agree. So first, it's, I believe, Apollo. And Apollo's like, hey, so he killed the sirens for, like, no reason. They were just doing what they do, man. Like, you know. And Athena was like, well, if somebody tried to kill you, wouldn't you try to kill them? Logic, bro. So Apollo's like, well, shit, you're right. On you go. And Hephaestus is like, hey, so he wanted trust immediately, but like that doesn't work because you need to build trust. Athena was like, yes, you're right, correct, but hold. He already did everything to prove that he should have been trusted. They didn't listen to him, and that's his fault. And Hephaestus was like, no, wait. Yeah, no, you're right. Let him go. Aphrodite thinks that he shouldn't be let go because he selfishly stayed away. Athena does not agree with Miss High and Mighty because High and Mighty is wrong. Odysseus loves his family and loves his wife and wants to go home so bad. And Ares is pissed because Odysseus cries about not wanting to hurt people, but continues to hurt people. But doesn't, like, go through with doing what he needs to do to get the job done, you know what I mean? So Athena's like, hey, he'll do anything to get home. Just give him the chance. So they let him go. And Hera shows up, mother. And Hera's like, so tell me why he should go home. And Athena's like, well, shit, I ran out of ideas. He's smart. And Hera's like, okay. A lot of people are smart. You're smart. Whatever. And Athena's like, well, he's kind of got jokes too. And Hera's wondering what the fuck that has to do with the conversation of why he should be let go from Calypso's island. And then the best line in the entirety of the musical is dropped, right? Athena just sits and looks at her and goes, well, he loves his wife enough not to go fuck other people. And Hera immediately lets him go. And Zeus is pissed. Zeus is like, how dare you? And so he and Athena fight. And Athena and him fight, and then Daddy Issues herself is like, please fucking let him go. Please. Zeus finally is like, shit, okay. Hi, welcome in. I'm on a whole rant. I've been at this for like 15 minutes or more. My voice is running out because of how much I'm talking. We're almost done though. So, Odysseus is on Calypso's island. Calypso's like, I love you. We're going to get married. We're going to have kids. We're going to do this and that and the other thing. And Odysseus is like, no. And Hermes shows up. And Hermes is like, hey, come on. I'm taking him away. And that's it. And you're going to be alone again. And Calypso is like, dude, I didn't want to hurt you. I wanted to love you. You wouldn't let me love you. Why wouldn't you let me love you? All I wanted to do was love you. And Odysseus is like, bye. So he leaves Calypso, and he's given a little raft, and he's told by Hermes that this is his last goddamn chance. So he goes, and he's off. And Odysseus is going through all the last little trials, and he's making it, and he has to get past Charybdis, which is this giant fucking worm thing out of goddamn Star Wars or some shit. And he makes it past that, and he's on his way. And then Poseidon shows up again. And Poseidon's like, I'm still fucking pissed. And if you think you're getting out of here scot-free, you're dead fucking wrong. And Odysseus is like, alright, shit, I didn't want to fight, but you know what? Let's do it. So, they go on this whole fight, and Odysseus has his anime king moment. And main character is, like, almost killed by Poseidon. He's taken and stabbed and pushed down to the bottom of the ocean. And while he's being pushed down to the bottom of the ocean, he opens the windbag and uses it to escape and start flying around. And he starts throwing fucking haymakers. Right? Fucking haymakers. If you get the reference, I love you. Anyways, he's throwing haymakers. And he's like, I'm getting home no matter what you fucking do. And so he starts to very gently and very, 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 like, repeatedly impaling Poseidon with Poseidon's very own trident. Because Odysseus doesn't want to kill him, but he wants to inflict enough pain that he does what he's told. Because now Odysseus has opened the windbag and the storm's let out, and he's literally not going to get through it because it was made to make sure that Odysseus does not get home. Odysseus is like, you're going to make the skies clear again, or we're going to have problems. And Poseidon's like, yeah, you can't kill me. And so Odysseus decides that now would be a good time to make Poseidon a la carte and start using a fork on him, like, repeatedly. Like, you know those moments where you're, like, stabbing food on a plate? That looks very wrong. We're not going to talk about that. When you're stabbing food on a plate multiple times and doing nothing but stabbing food on a plate, that's basically what Poseidon looked like. It hurt a lot. And Poseidon got his ass handed to him by a human being. Okay? So Poseidon's like, okay, you win, fine. I'll let you go. He lets Odysseus go. Now, we're back in Ithaca. And this is happening while Odysseus is doing his thing. So while Odysseus is doing his thing, Penelope finally makes her appearance. And Penelope's on her serenade bullshit. And she's like, I miss my husband. I haven't had dick in 20 years. So she's missing her man. But the problem is that she has over 100 men in her house. But Miss Polite Spartan Queen of Ithaca cannot use her Spartan genes to take them out of the equation. So, Antinous and the suitors want to marry Penelope. Why? Because Penelope is gorgeous, and Penelope is also the Queen of Ithaca. Being the King of Ithaca would mean they get the hot wife too. Antinous really wants that cookie. He wants that cookie so effing bad. Antinous decides, hey, Telemachus is out of town. We're gonna do some dumb shit. And Penelope is off on her tirade about missing Odysseus and hoping to see him again, and she's like singing and she sees a storm in the distance. And she's wondering if it's a sign to be like, hey, I need a husband. I can't do this shit without a man. Because for some reason that's logic. And she makes up the challenge that they need to string a very special bow and shoot through 12 axes. And I like the theory that Penelope seated herself at the end of those axes, so if they did pass through the axes, she would be shot in the head by the arrow. But we're not going to talk about that. Nobody can string the goddamn bow, and Penelope gets bored and leaves, I guess. So Penelope's left to wait and hope that somebody manages to get the arrow through the hole, but typical men can't seem to find it. Anyways. I'm sorry. Okay. Nobody can string the bow. Antinous is like, so I don't really want to do this, and y'all don't want to do it either, so let's kill the boy and just take the wife. So they make a whole plan to do all that. Hello, welcome in. I'm literally just now finishing my tirade about Epic the Musical. Give me a couple minutes. So they make a plan to kill Telemachus, and I'm not going to say that word, but if you know, Penelope. And Odysseus had already gotten back into Ithaca. Sad fact, by the way, Odysseus had a dog named Argos who waited for him for years. Thank you. Waited for him for years. Argos was sitting outside the palace walls, like outside the palace, when Odysseus arrived, and he was the only one who recognized Odysseus. And, like, somebody else recognized him, too, by, like, the scar on his leg or some shit. Yeah, I'm mentioning the dog. Argos waited loyally for his owner for 20 years. 20 years, and lived, and the last thing that he did was wag his tail at his owner and then died. Odysseus enters the palace dressed as a beggar. Odysseus is wondering where everybody's at. So, Odysseus finds a room cracked open and all of the men talking about killing his son and his wife. Hello, welcome in. So, he discovers all these fucking men in his home talking about killing and dismembering his son and his wife. And he is pissed. So, Odysseus decides, okay, I guess I'm Jeffrey Dahmer now. All of y'all are dead. He kills Antinous, and he reveals himself. And this man is running around butt booty ass naked, dick swinging, arrows slinging around the palace, killing these men. Alright, anyways. Killing his men. Like, killing all the men. Telemachus comes back from his diplomatic mission, and he arrives home, and here's carnage. So he's on his way, and he discovers all these men being killed, but doesn't know who they're being killed by. So in his head, he's like, I gotta help these guys. The men try to kill him. They take him and try to kill him. And Odysseus is like killing them all, having his moment. And he finally kills the rest of them. And he's like, I imagine Odysseus holding his arrow, ready to shoot it, and is like unaware that this is his son. And then Telemachus is the one who realizes it, and Odysseus is standing there holding the arrow and everything, and it's drawn and ready, and all he hears is, Father? And he just drops the bow and arrow. That's what I imagine. That's what I see every time I hear that song. So, Telemachus is like, holy shit, it's my dad. And Odysseus is like, holy shit, it's my son. And they hug, they reunite, they get their moment. And then Odysseus is like, go tell your mom I'm home. Right? And Odysseus had noticed prior that Telemachus was weirdly capable of fighting, even though he's never been taught. So he's like, oh shit, I know who that is. That's Athena. So he's like, hey, Athena, come here, bro. Come on. And Athena's like, so, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I think your way was right. And Odysseus is like, no, I kind of had to kill a lot of people. No, my way was not right. So they make up, and they're besties again. And Odysseus finally makes his way up, because he's let know by Telemachus that Penelope is waiting for him. So he makes his way up, and he's like, shit, she's not gonna want me anymore. And he walks in, and she's like, holy fucking shit, it's you. I thought you were gone, but you're here. And Odysseus is like, hold on. I'm not the same guy I was when I left. I had to kind of do a lot of things to get back here. I had to kill a lot of people to get back here. And Miss Spartan herself is like, bro, I don't give a shit. Do I care? No. So Odysseus is now in shock because Penelope does not give a fuck. Well, she seems like she gives a fuck. She asks him a question. She's like, so can you do me something? And he's like, okay, yes, of course. I can do anything for you. And she's like, take that bed, move it, and take it out of here. And Odysseus is like, hold up, no. I made that by hand. And that's a thing that only Odysseus and Penelope know because it was hand carved out of the olive tree where Penelope and Odysseus met. So, hi, welcome in. Give me just a second. I'm almost done. I'm literally right there. Also sounds really wrong. My bad. Hold on. So, Penelope's like, that's a secret only my husband knows, so you must, like, you gotta be him if you know that. I'm gonna take a drink from my Pepsi for a second. Hold on. I'm almost done. Hold on. Okay. So Odysseus is realizing that his Spartan wife still loves him, despite being followed by bloodshed and having just killed a shit fuck of men. Which, by the way, here's a fun fact. When Odysseus had killed Antinous, he had strung the bow and shot it through the 12 axes and hit him in the head. Because he's the king of fucking Ithaca. Anyways. So, Odysseus is realizing that Penelope still wants him. And they're like, yes, we love each other. We're gonna make out. Let's make another baby. So they're like, oh yay, happy ending. They get their kiss. They get to reunite. Odysseus is home. Eurylochus is dead. Polites is dead. Poseidon's impaled. Calypso's alone. Athena's kinda happy. And that's it. Epic the Musical, everybody. As told by me. We're done. I'm so tired. To the point that I just talked for so long that I'm actually going, unfortunately, and I'm sorry to say it, I'm actually going to start getting ready to get off of here. My voice is starting to go away, if you can't tell. I'm losing my voice. It is really hot in here. I'm starting to get a headache. I need to go drink some actual water and not some soda. So I'm going to answer a few more questions and chit-chat a little bit more, try to cool down a little bit, and then we are going to get off of here, all right? I'll answer a few more questions and stuff, but I really need to, I need to get off of here. It's really hot. I don't even know how long it took me to go through that entire thing. I'm going to go back and see the stream and see how long it took me to finish that. Right now it's 1:19:59. What's my favorite fruit? My favorite fruit? Kiwi. I love kiwis and starfruit. And how did I choose my fursona? Okay, so Catastrophe is designed and based off of personal things that I experienced when I was younger. and I'm saying it lightly and kind of vaguely for a reason. He was based off of a lot of things that I experienced physically. So, yeah. He was specifically designed to be this angry-looking, sad-looking, edgy character because of the things that I experienced in middle school. And then Bolt is based off of other things that I experienced. Bolt is based off of my journey with, and I'm sorry, it's a warning, I'm talking about heavy-ish topics. Kinda scoot if you aren't okay with it. Bolt is based off of my experiences and overcoming depression and self-harm issues. So my Dynamask is based off of that, and he is based off of basically the nuclear warfare of middle school and the mental exhaustion and the breaking of my mindset that it took to get through that. I don't want to sit here talking about it too much, but basically they're just based off of traumas. They're parts of me and parts of my experiences, not just me, like a lot of personas are. Because I don't personally think that I could ever have a persona that's 100% me. But yeah, Catastrophe and Bolt are both based off of my personal experiences and stuff like that. So that's also why I do not want people taking inspiration off of them. I do not want people copying them. I do not want any of that, because they're so finely tuned to everything that I've experienced as a human being that it's really important to me that that stays personal to me. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm getting to the fan. It's sitting right here. I have a fan. So, hold on. It's really hot. Anyways. I'm gonna take 3 more questions. Hello. I'm taking 3 more questions and then I'm getting off of here, bro. I'm exhausted. My head hurts because I have to keep tilting my head down to see. I really want to get off of here. I'm gonna take 3 more. What's my favorite show? Young Sheldon and Bluey. I really like rewatching those. I rewatch a lot of shows, honestly. Alright, 2 more. Two more. And before anybody asks, my favorite character on Bluey is Muffin. I knew it. Yes, I've seen The Amazing Digital Circus. I already answered that question earlier, so it does not count. 1 more question. I'm sorry if I'm seeming stern or anything. I'm getting really tired. Yeah. Why do I like Muffin? Because Muffin is a very real example of a kid who is too young to understand everything about the world. It's very clear that she's just now learning how to function as a person. I've already answered this one, but Kinger. One more question. A new question, please. I've seen like half of the first episode of Murder Drones. I haven't watched it all yet. Alright. I'm trying so hard. I have to keep him on. Yeah, so I've seen Murder Drones. I can do like one more question. I can literally just do one more and then I'm done. I'm sorry. I really have to get off of here. I'm so tired. Like, I'm gonna ow, my knee just popped. Ow. I'm okay. I'm gonna stand up and actually get ready to hop off of here. If there's any more questions, like, about my fursuit or anything like that, the base maker was Sync Sews. I got my fabric, from New Fabrics Daily on Etsy. That's all I got. I'm gonna get off of here and like go get some water and eat something. I'm getting dehydrated and really tired. I appreciate you guys joining me on here, and thank you guys so much for almost 10,000 subscribers. I love you all. Have a lovely night. Take care of yourselves. Have some water. Text a friend and hug the ones you love. Thank you for being here.